funny that it's the year of the dragon, right?
You're blue dragon.
And now I'm going to face the dragon in the game also.
That'll be a cool irony. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the fucking dragon.
Well, the fucking dragon, and that's where we're going to start the game. Welcome to the Eleniel's adventure, the world's stingiest elf. Today we are going to continue her adventure once she have entered the dungeon of the capital city of Albion to save the kingdom, reluctantly so. And yep, I don't know what's quite in it for her, but other than the DMs pressure you to actually push progress the story. But here she is, trying to do her part to save the world. And last time she has met this slightly obscure lady who who sold her some potions, who tried to sell her potions, but got I don't want to use the word robbed. Well, help me out.
Ripped off.
Ripped off. Yes.
She sold everything for 2 golden coins.
Yep. She was
Then ran away.
she was persuaded to so generously give up all of her potions, all of her 11 potions, for mere 2 golds. And she has led you. Oh no, she has led you to this area where she claimed that she came from, and she had darted away and saying her goodbye. And you decided not to get in there, not knowing what's inside, I think, and you decided to just pro- progress forward, right?
Now this is where we came out of the dungeon and she ran off back to the city, I guess. And we were wondering if we should go back to the dungeon or to go to the city to take a rest.
Because now the daylight that we saw earlier is gone, and we don't see it. We don't see much inside the dungeon if the lights go out. Let's say.
Right.
Also, we don't want to spend the night here.
Okay. So nothing happened. I think you did a coin flip and nothing happened.
Yep.
So where would you like to stay? You were trying to find a room in the palace, right?
Mm, yep. I guess we'll go see Lily and the boyfriend.
All right. That could be easily. Oh, okay. You're trying to find them. Okay. So all right. Hold on. So back at the palace. See, players always do this one thing that you just don't expect them. Expect ex, 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 that you
Like
don't expect.
chickening out and getting back to the castle.
Not necessarily chickening out, but more like, well, yeah, sure, we can say that too. Uh, so you're getting
I'd rather chicken out now than go back all determined and whatever and then be killed.
okay,
I mean, chickening out could be led to being killed anyways, but
okay. So you get a room, you get a decent room in the palace. Hold on. Okay, so we're gonna just kind of before you say. Uh, we're gonna just move here. Sorry, please excuse me for 2 seconds as I'm getting this up and ready. And voila.
By the way, as we go back, I would like to, before we start sleeping, do some practicing.
Okay. What kind of practice?
So I would like to see if the castle somewhere has some games.
Yes.
Like memory games, reasoning games, counting games, whatever. Just like to kind of get our minds thinking about more than just fighting and surviving and looting, but like to enhance our logical skills.
Okay. So there are a lot of games going on. Um, not in some.
Not gambling.
Yeah, I mean, like there's some chess players. I mean, there are some, like, even at a chess table, there are people who are betting money. But not everyone's. So you are finding just all kind of games that you can think of. You're seeing even some knights jousting in the arena. You're seeing some gladiator just hashing out their weapons at each other, and you're seeing some. Uh, it's a rare sight, but since this is a palace, um, mages trying to horn their dueling skills, and kind of try to face off, do a kind of Harry Potter like a duel practice, um, at, 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 at some at some point in the probably, I don't know, like in the out of warrior, and uh, there are scholars who, in the library, the castle library, that has been like somewhat damaged and abused, but still intact. And there are uh,
Did you say
merchants,
scholars or like books?
both. Like, I mean, where the books are, there are scholars.
I'd like to quickly, like as we pass by, ask them a few questions.
Okay, so it is. I would say it's kind of just raining right now. Just put up ambience. Okay, so one of the scholars, one of the older scholar, just um, with a kind of lunar glasses, kind of stop reading and just look up to you and say, "Oh, hello. What can I help you with?"
Mm, hello, hello.
Hello, indeed. What are?
I don't know if I'm supposed to introduce myself, but I am kind of short of time. And since you look like a very wise gentleman, I was wondering if you could share some knowledge with me.
Oh, well. I mean, he does seem to be baffled. Wisdom does proceed to uh, those who those who walk before years of pursuing knowledge. Uh, um, how can I help you again?
See, we're trying to do Albion a favor to save Albion. Are you are you following the same cause of saving Albion?
Well, I suppose I'm his royal citizen.
Good. So it is kind of in your interest too that we succeed in the dungeon to save Albion.
Oh, you're one of the
So I was
King's
wondering
Rangers.
if you, not really. We are not interested in the crown or the riches, but we try to save Albion by allocating some resources to be used for the good cause, which is not for us. And hopefully not so somebody corrupted either. Hopefully it will go to fighting for the freedom of Albion. Anyways, I was wondering if you could give us some insights on the dungeon below. Well, maybe not below, but
I think for that you should talk to the librarian. And because he's sick today, good thing that I'm subbing for him. Um, so on the dungeon below. Okay. So let me help you. What? So go ahead and so let's say that you and with his assistants, you are so he's like pointing you at like like check out the ILB 7 and with the starting with the archaeological records going back to so he's going on with the he's pointing you at several different directions. So go ahead and make investigation with advantage.
Nemo, put your reading glasses on.
Aye.
Yes!
All right, yeah, that's enough. No need to cast guidance.
Just for good measure.
Okay, 26. Okay, jeez. So that's natural 19. Yeah, I gotta give you something. So, hold on. I actually have a note for this. Gonna.
Natural 19. That could be the thing that makes us
Okay.
not lose our lives.
So, uh, you actually find a book, a precise book about the dungeon itself, uh, and it's not it's not to 100% to your satisfaction of like this is like the Google like or Chat GDP search like version of what it is, but it it is it includes the records of uh, and recordings of the who have been to the dungeon and perhaps those who have helped contributed to establish the dungeon. Those like who carved out its hallways and enchanted uh, the its corridors to complete the rituals that's, that makes up the complexity of the dungeon. And so on the first page, you see, surprise, surprise, um, the you see you see the Atlas, the lion, in his full glory. When and I'm gonna show the players, and I'm gonna when I do this, can you see the
Yep.
image? Yeah. So you you first page you see paintings, really old paintings that depicts the battles of gods, ones whom Atlas fought and defeated. With him in the center, myriad deities from all four corners of the world come to his come to his challenge and are ultimately subdued. The victor imprisons the gods beneath the earth in the forms of different dungeons of his realm, each representing the powers once the captured, once commanded. Such is the one you have entered into. However, to who this belongs to, you're unsure.
To which
Further,
god?
you're not so sure. Um, it could be, it could be anyone. Uh, further, so you continue to read through and through. I mean, even with that kind of role, you spend at least maybe 2 to 3 hours like reading this one and like the ones the librarian suggests you to read, relating to this
Well, also
record.
is reading, right?
Yep, Nemo's also reading, and your further examination reveals uh, a page that includes the map of Albion, and you find that each dungeon is symbolized with different shape of keys. One of them, one of the dungeons dwarfs them all. The dungeon has 9 layers, each carrying the symbol of a lock. Whatever this is, this may be the ultimate challenge.
Oh. 9 dungeons, 9 locks.
So you one of for example, I'll reveal one more thing. So you were there. I don't know if you remember this with your amazing memory. Merlin, do you remember Merlin's story that I revealed, or no? Have I not revealed it yet?
I'm not sure. Marilyn was
So Merlin was and Nemo was like, hey, I found the story of Merlin, uh, and would you like me to remind you of his story again?
sure, if you think it's relevant.
Okay. So he comes close and he's utterly focused on the reading, but the thing is that it's the K drama moment where he's like kind of pulling you close around his big arm and like kind of have you read the pages together and like you kind of feel cozy maybe, and yeah, um, it feels nice. And uh, he says, so uh, Merlin is the first great mage of Albion who helped uh, the Atlas the Lion to establish this kingdom and liberate the mortal kinds from the god's tyranny. He had apprentices um, from Atlas's adopted. He had apprentices from uh, the Atlas's adopted children, and they were going to be uh, they were they were promised to be his successor, but it looks like they were tempted by the dark magic, and his students ascended uh, to some kind of demonhood after making a hellish pact, basically opening a hellgate uh, that could have spelled the calamity for Atlas and his people, at least according to the record it says. So the teacher had to imprison the student. If you see the Silvatress Academy, there is a depiction of one who is called Ezekaizel. Ezekaizel the Starstrom. In time, Merlin believed that he would have even surpassed himself. Uh, but for some reason, he stood to he decided to rebel in the sight of his kinds and earned another name called the Siren King.
The what?
The Siren King,
The Siren King.
for he tried to unleash the some kind of racial incursion against the king and his kingdom. What race he belonged to, and he tried to rebel with, I'm not so sure. Should I read further?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nemo yarns once, but he continues to read. Um, okay, let's have Nemo roll for investigation. Oh, so
Guidance doesn't help, right? What if I'm helping him? I know I wasn't supposed to ask this, I think,
you're,
as per
you know,
your
you know,
latest
you know
instructions.
when you're looking, when you're like, so he's talking, but when you're like looking into his eyes, you just quickly realize and just kind of do just give him that face of like really um uh like my eyes are up here, look. And Nemo's like, yeah, just Nemo's distracted.
I was hoping to give him advantage, but you told me not to ask for that,
I mean,
if I remember
I mean,
correctly.
I mean, based on what?
The K-drama moment. He's in the flow.
Okay,
He's in the zone
what do you
reading.
do? What do you do to help him? What do you do to help him get back on the track?
Well, I stay away from any flirtatious things, but I say something like, "You're very wise, and the more you discover, the more attractive you seem
Yeah,
in my
you say
eyes."
that as you
Something
just
like
like use your
encourages.
pluck his arm away from you and just like and just like push him just maybe like three inches further away. Is like, just, hey, get a grip on yourself. And
Yeah, do it.
yeah, and Nemo's like, oh my gosh. um he snaps out of it and say, okay, I'm sorry. um he has the sad puppy eyes again, but at this point you're not. You're just used to it. He's a he's a you're okay. Describe how you're guiding him without just Thanos snapping this every time. How are
Oh,
you guiding him?
I thought
It's
it's more
it's literally called
like
guidance. How do you with your superior wisdom guide him?
uh,
Or at least like your this power maybe comes from, like higher power. Maybe you're like praying to like a deity. Hey, have Nemo get a, like wake the f up, you know already.
I always thought of it more as like uh, not like I squeeze my hand, but something like I do something that then like releases some kind of energy that flows into that person to help them whatever they need.
um sure, let's go with that. um so Nemo is going
That
to
makes sense though.
Yeah, Nemo is going to say, sure. Nemo is going to say, "Okay, I'll try to focus a little bit better. Um, thank you for snapping me out of whatever I was thinking about." And he goes back to the reading, and about like 15 minutes later, and say, "I think this looks important. There were people." Um, and he pulls out a document that is highly redacted, and it's been uh, it's it's been it looks like it's been done so by the the Inquisition uh, from the Lion's Order, um, which, to remind you, is like basically Atlas' Paladin Order. Um, but Nemo is able to pick out just few details from it, and say, it looks like, from what I can tell, they were, other than human, elves, dwarves, and the races that you usually know, there were people who actually have been here longer than any of them. They're called, it says by the documents, um, the the Nephilis sirens. Huh. Oh wait. Oh, he's starting to get head. Like, he looks like he's starting to get a headache.
Nephew's sirens.
Like, so Nephilis, as in, like in the from the biblical reference, Nephilims and sirens.
Nope.
So Nephilis sirens.
Never heard of.
Yep.
You said like from the Bible. Am I supposed to know what that means?
Ellie wouldn't know unless Ellie rolled religion. Like, because this word would have like a version, like a some version
Did
of.
Ellie roll for religion?
Go ahead and roll for either religion or history. Just a regular roll though. You're not proficient. Oh my gosh, of course. Okay.
Of course, you're not proficient, you said.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so first of all, you would know, you would basically have some knowledge that this world kind of has like a. Uh, um, uh, this is a DM's note, so I. Uh, um, I take a lot from the historical and the mythological narrative. So some of them are going to parallel, uh, or at least are going to be allured as similar events. And you do know that there were some, not all, but there were some incidences of kind of like kind of this word version of Christianity happened, and you are like able to refer to, hey, wait a minute. Um, and according to these religious documents, um, aren't they like the uh, the kind of the hybrid of the the fallen angels and humanity, who have rebelled against the holy light, and therefore has lost their place on this place long ago. Um, but here is an interesting thing. Because you roll so high, go ahead and make me a wisdom savings throw. Okay. Some of the like you start to see
Can I use
why.
resistance also?
Sure, but it will only give you max 1d4, I think. Yeah.
Oh.
So you start to see why Nemo has started to frown and just get headachy, and because you experience a similar thing yourself. You more you read into this, trying to find about these nebulous sirens, it looks like the texts themselves are warping into something they're not supposed to. You realize that these are not only redacted but highly uh, uh, classified intelligence that the whoever who either created or have examined the document prior to you do not want you to know more about. They have enchanted these books with magic, uh, probably a like decently high level magic for you to have difficulty uh, reading it just offhand.
Hmm. How about this?
Spell magic. What level are you casting at?
Third?
Okay, so uh,
Works?
some some of the
Yes,
letters
and I
start to
thought,
like it's
I
almost
thought this
like
is completely useless.
no. Listen, so you know how like the letters uh when have you ever tried to like just use a uh, uh magnifying glass and just kind of go in and like just kind of play that with the book letters?
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of zooming in and out, and they the letters start to refocus just a little bit more for you to be able to make out what they are. Go ahead and roll me either uh, perception or investigation or intelligence savings for that. Probably intelligence savings would be really nice, but it'll be fitting. But go ahead and roll me either perception or uh, or one of those choices. Yeah, it's hard to make out the letters again, but you do manage to know that they were there has been a huge war, almost like a civil war, uh, uh, in within the uh, Atlas's rank, and you you already know that he would him being basically a militant Jesus for his people. What he would do is that he would like let's say that he would find the dwarves. He would offer them the choice between like, hey, abandon your false ways or join me. If they say no, he would conquer them, and then he would slowly, uh, turn their ways uh, into his kind of the way of his church's founding. Um, as benevolent as he is recorded to be, he was not like a uh, he was not a he was not a peaceful messiah. He was a militant messiah. And for this race in particular, that conversion method seemed to have failed. It looks like they have either joined and rebelled later, or they refused to join altogether.
The
And
nebulous sirens.
yeah, and because of that, uh, and the records emphasize that the evil deeds that these sirens have done, like like uh, especially like especially that is relating to ones relating to the ones that has to do with the prophet the end days prophecy and uh, the um, the uh, the demonic conjurations and um, and the warnings against warnings about the outer worlds, um, and and despite all these warnings, uh, yeah, they have rebelled against the king, and there was like a huge incursion. Uh, there were summoning of demons, and it looks like in the process Merlin died to protect the kingdom and to lock away his students within within some of these dungeons. Um, and the king survived, but he lost some of his sons in the process because they just decided to rebel against him. Um, with his people, they chose their people over. They chose their race over the benefit and good of all the other races. It records. The record says. Yeah.
Right. I'd like to make a phone call.
Okay. When and where?
Uh,
How? To
yeah,
whom?
I'm gonna tell you. So I can use this as like a ritual, right?
Yeah.
Like to take 10 minutes or whatever
Mm-hmm.
to talk to somebody who is not here.
Yeah.
So I can only send 25 words and receive 25 words back.
Yeah. Basically, it's like really
Only
shitty.
one way and then one way.
Yeah. It's like when Skype first came out, like way
Mhm.
back, back. I don't know, whatever that ago. You were, or like the first international call came out. Like, yeah, this is what this is. Like, you're able to send a very short, free message. Who are you calling? Is all of this music making you fall asleep?
No, I'm thinking about the message. So I would like to call. I'd like you to make a guess though at the same time. Do you have any
Oh,
guesses who I'm gonna call?
I think it'll be. I don't think it'll be the. No, I mean I can guess. I can reduce it down to maybe like three people, but go ahead, surprise me.
Please tell me the three people.
I was thinking about maybe the witch lady, the apple lady,
That is a good
anarchy,
idea.
or his his dad.
You gave me such good ideas. Really great ideas.
Please don't say you call Jiggle.
That would be funny.
That'd be such an Ellie thing to do.
Actually, it's, by the way, I'm looking at my notes from the very beginning when we started playing. Would you like to know what my two first notes are ever from D&D?
No.
There are two lines. The first two lines I ever wrote about D&D when we started talking, like our first D&D session.
Yep.
It says, "Do not trust your DM," and in brackets, "too much." The second line says,
You see
"Every
that
now and then try to haggle with your DM." I kid you not. These are the first
you
two
forgot to
lines I
remember the
ever
too
wrote.
much part. You forgot to remember the moderacy part, but okay.
Yeah, then I have like health, elf, vision in the dark, surprise, disengage, opportunity, all question marks. Like, what are these? Ready in attack? What does it mean? Yeah, so these were the very, very first. So I'm trying to actually look for something, and it would be amazing to call Les. Anarchy I can call otherwise too. And the witch, that would be a great idea. I doubt that the witch will give us anything for free. Atlas, I don't think he will be able to say much. And Anarchy, yeah, we're not on his quest at the moment, so I don't think that will be a great idea either. So this could be a stupid thing, but this is something very Ellie. The moment she received the sending, she thought about Trisha and finally being able to say, "I'm sorry, and are you okay?"
Oh my gosh.
Then the second thing she thought, and especially now, cannot find his name though. I do not find his name. So it's the Silvestress Academy professor.
You would only know him as T. No, you would only know him as you would only know him as the the guy you mean the guy you think you're like half betting you're the guy who died who, who,
Yeah, basically.
I think his name was like I think we called him Professor Tetherfoot or something. I don't know.
I can't
That's
find
my
his
best
name.
guess.
It was it on the dragon notes? That's nice. Was it before or after the dragon?
That was oh gosh, I
After
think
the
that was
dragon, wasn't it?
yeah, I think so.
Well, anyways, whatever his name is, I'd like to call him.
Okay. Could you roll me? Oh gosh, how do I do this fairly, and not have you hate me? Could you roll me 1d100, please? And before you say, just tell me like just guess the number in your head before you roll. Tell me the number in your head and roll like something like 54 and roll 1d100.
Let's see. 82.
What? 82?
82.
82. Okay, roll me 1d100.
Imagine if it was 82.
Yeah.
That went horribly.
Okay.
Thought about so many numbers. One of them was 17.
Uh, you don't hear anything. No, you have to say something. Uh, so what do you say? You have to say something first, and then you'll hear the response.
Is it only one message, or can I send several? Can it be like back and forth, or only one message?
As many as you have spell slots for. So as long as you are awake, I guess. So so let's say that you cast one as a ritual and cast few like a cast maybe one or two and give yourself enough room, unless you're just casting one and limiting yourself to 25 words.
First message. First message would be, we never forgot you. How can we save you? Do they know who it comes from? Do I have to sign the letter?
Um,
Do they know who it comes from when it's
no,
sending?
no. I'm reading the description, and I
Oh,
if the recognize wait, the creature hears the message in your mind, recognizes you as the sender if it knows you. Oh,
but he knows me.
so he does know you. Roll me 1d4.
1d4.
One minute passes, two, and when Nemo says, maybe after all he didn't make it, at the third minute, you hear the faintest sigh, like like a voice much in pain and presumably barely alive. Eleniel? Is it you?
Oh, is that the whole message?
Yeah.
So he's clearly not doing very well. Maybe a little bit inappropriate to ask about Nephilim sirens now. I still have one more message left, right?
Well, you didn't use your words all, so go ahead and you still have some room, so go ahead and talk to him.
Uh, I'd like to say I'd like to say I gathered some resources and might finally be able to help you. How can we save you? And then one more question. If I were to encounter like 3 dots or whatever, if I were to encounter nebulous sirens, how do I survive?
Okay. You did a calculation in your head, and uh, and like the pause, you get the feeling that the pause is intentional, the way that he's considering his answer, and Nemo realizes something. Wait, what if he can only either tell the answer for one of your questions? What if he choose to answer your question and help you and decide to not? Oh no.
Can you repeat that?
Um, and um, he he says,
His
so.
name was Mark, wasn't he?
Oh right, Professor Mark. Yeah, Mark something. I think
Mm.
I have his sheet somewhere. Yeah. Um, he says, "Oh no, I don't have much time. Uh, how does it relate this? Like I have never DM'd the mess. I have never DM'd the sending. So let me. Sorry, hold on.
Mhm.
I think he will say. He will say. Which first? That's all he says. From your passive insight, you are able to tell. And with Nemo discussing this with Nemo, like he's basically, uh, it looks like only has time, or he can only afford to answer one of your questions. So you need to choose. Do you need do you want to help him, or do you want to be helped? For now, I mean, you can try to call him later, but for now.
Well, Ellie obviously would choose to help him,
Okay.
but even if we found exactly how to help him, we can't do it now because we have the dungeon. We can't be even if he says he's gonna die in a few hours or in a couple of days, we still have to do the dungeon first because otherwise Albion and so on.
Okay. So how are
And
you going to?
if it's well, we kind of have to risk it that he might not survive. I mean, it's been
Mhm.
what months, so he should be hopefully able to hold on a few more days.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say we need to help Albion.
Okay, and he
We need to
before
help
you
save Albion now. Hopefully, no,
before
that's not what I say.
yeah, okay.
We need to save Albion. Hopefully, you
Do
can
do you
help us
say
by
do you say
telling.
we need to save Albion?
We need to save Albion first.
As soon as you finish his sentence, your sentence, he replies like in a very hasted manner. He says, upon encounter, destroy their wings. And your mind goes as silent as the depths of the night.
Okay.
Nemo looks
On
at you with
encounter
concern.
further away.
Is everything okay? You called Mark, didn't you? What did he say?
But you didn't hear anything, right?
He had telepathy.
Nemo?
Yes, I'm here.
Ah, right. Yeah, so I'm asking Nemo, did he hear anything from our descending thing? Because based on his answer, it might tell me if somebody else from Mark's side heard it.
No, it doesn't work that way.
No, it's like maybe somebody heard that he was talking to somebody and then got like knocked out or whatever.
Okay,
Or maybe he
I
just
will be
died.
really generous and say you were wearing the helm, and because the idea is interesting, I will grant you the chance of uh, of rolling. So it's DC 13, right? So you're trying to detect any presence, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let me see the enemy stat. Oh, not you. Okay. Wisdom, I believe. The odd is not looking good. Roll me 1d20, please.
Rolling 1d20.
Yep, nothing. If something is there, its psyche is solid as a brick wall. You're not able to
Detecting
penetrate
a
its mind.
presence, it would be, I mean, it wouldn't be penetrating its mind.
Like
It would
it's
be
like this. It's you
protecting a
either
princess.
you only get this kind of response when because you have used or almost abused this helm long enough to know that this kind of response is only when there is nothing, or creature is dumb, or creature is way too powerful beyond your mind, your feeble mind to pierce through its intent with mere trickery like this.
Understandable.
And when you say that, somebody knocks on your door. Knock knock.
Okay.
Nemo looks at you. Should I open the door?
Yes, please.
Open the door and
Maybe first. Oh,
Lily.
yeah, we're in the library, so we shouldn't be too careful.
Lily finds you. Ellie, I was told that you'd be here.
Lily, excellent. I don't have much time. We need to go back to the dungeon. The dragon just entered. The dragon is gonna take all the gold if she survives. Now we have one more enemy down there. Apparently there are sirens, nebulous sirens. What do you know about them? Go.
Um, well, Lily will roll history check. Sorry for the noise. Uh, just a message. Let me silence. Uh, sorry, let me just respond to this message.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Lily. Yeah, Lily rolls 3. She's like
No.
Nefala Carbo. Is that a pasta?
Is that like a nat one that she rolled?
No, she rolls 3. She's like, is that like food or?
Mm-hmm.
And with her, um, something leaps out of something leaps out of her arms and attacks you. Roll dexterity saving throw.
Well, it's probably the dragon. Great. And then, hold on, resistance. Still doesn't help. Good thing we have a long rest coming.
All right. So
But since I'm expecting a dragon baby, can it help?
sure. Hey, Adra, no. And a blue dragon wormling jumps out of her arms, and it's the size of a puppy. It's slightly smaller than Larry, but it just kind of leaps on top of you and starts licking.
It's leaking.
It's making the most
Uh,
affectionate sound that I cannot possibly describe with my voice acting ability.
so Ellie knows nothing about dragons except the Alahina from the beginning. Um, so since dragon is behaving like Larry,
Uh-huh.
Ellie's gonna pet the dragon. Hopefully, it's not gonna set her into flames.
Um,
Should I roll
so
for animal
so
handling?
you feel static electricity running down your fingers when you're petting the dragon.
Wow.
Yeah, this thing is charged with lightning. At least, not strong enough to hurt you, but still, at least give you a
Try
nasty
to.
sting.
I mean, I try to like bond with the dragon, but at the same time observe so that I understand maybe the other dragon a little bit better.
Okay. Um, oh, I
Look,
see that Adra is introducing himself as he usually does. Let me help you get along. Go ahead and roll animal handling check with advantage. Okay. Um, I was gonna say if you guidance this, you're heartless because it's animal, a baby animal. Uh, okay, and with the roll of 16, you are able to basically like do like a uh, let's say this like you're able to find like a little dust swiper. What are they called? Like a dust dust cleaner.
that's
You know
Rocco.
what yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Like in the library,
Mhm.
you're able to find that and use that as almost kind of like a cat toy, and just
Hmm.
like play with it for like a minute, and he's on his belly, happily just like panting, his tongue out, and he's in love with you. He's a very very friendly creature.
Right. Please don't barbecue me with the flames at some point. So now we are friends.
Uh, Lily says,
It was
"Please,
Adra, right?
yeah, Adra,
So
please, 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 do not let anybody else know about him, okay? Or he'll be in
of
danger."
course not. Little Addie.
Yeah, that's him.
All right.
Oh, okay. So my boyfriend is talking to some of the generals and marshals, but I could. He will join us in the He will join us in the night. I could have him join us uh, at your quarters later. How could we help you?
Excellent that you are here. Could you please give me the same training as you did when we were still with the orc?
Of course,
Oh, I have so many standings to do.
but we need to spend some time. Is that okay?
Yeah, like an hour or two. Then we need to really have a long rest.
No, I need at least like half a day. How
Um,
about until the bedtime? Is that fair enough?
yes.
Okay. All right, get ready. I'll not hold back any punches this time. So you guys, let's say you guys are able to like find like one of the uh, one of the kind of the ring in the barracks, loyal barracks, and the
Nemo joins us this time, that he also gets the training.
okay,
Or
sure.
or he tries to read something useful, but Nemo's dexterity isn't the best, right?
Nemo's dexterity is probably either average or bad. I think.
So how about he joins as well? Why didn't he
Okay.
join last time? I should have asked.
Oh, his dex is really bad. Oh my gosh. Okay, so go ahead
Or like
and
-2.
go ahead and roll me your dex without any modifier, please. Your DC
Dexterity.
is your dex plus proficiency bonus.
It says 13 on the left.
Woohoo!
Oh,
Oh, nice. Yeah, you guys definitely both beat uh, the challenge. Okay, so your dex
wow.
increases by one.
Oh my god. And I didn't even have to pay for it.
You would normally have to pay for it, but you know she's making an exception for you because you're friends.
And last time we paid, I paid 10 gold, so I think now it's been only 5 per increase.
And Nemo also. I will give Nemo just a slight advantage because you don't want him to be too clumsy. So there we go. All right. So okay. So your stats increase. Uh, okay. Your stats increase. So Lily helps you train, but you two get a point of exhaustion. And that is even after after you take a long rest. Like you will be still exhausted. Like like after workout, like uh the day after you feel really sore. That's what you feel.
That's the worst that could have happened.
Uh,
Then we just spend one more day without going to the dungeon. With 1 point of exhaustion, we're not going there, obviously.
okay, so you use okay. So why don't you spend another day? You might as well spend another day and and maybe
The idea was to go immediately back, but I think the dragon has already entered. If she survived, she's already found the treasures, so I don't think we should rush too much. But the idea was to go immediately back at first light, but with 1 point of exhaustion, we're definitely not going there
okay,
before we
okay.
are back to good.
So
So dexterity is now 14, right?
yep, and so skipping some time ahead, Aaron, and I hope I settle with his name for good this time because I can't decide his name. I'm so sorry. Um, so Aaron shows himself, and he says, "Oh, there you are. Sorry, I've been busy. I've been busy."
Oh,
um,
the strength and constitution are horrible. Yeah, instead of all the time looting and haggling, we could have spent also money on training ourselves, like me getting some strength and constitution.
yep. Aaron here, he he says, "Listen, if you're spending time training, I could try to teach you a spell or two, should you wish.
Please,
Okay, I'll try my best. Okay, now at this time,
which ones do you have?
what what kind of spell are you trying to learn? He has a lot of spell, but not all the spells. A lot of spell in his array that he can teach.
Something to detach wings.
Detach wings. Okay. Um,
Or destroy wings. That's a joke, by the way. But yeah,
something that detach wings. Uh, He says, "How about you had Shadow Blade, but you hated it because it uses your Dex modifier, so that's like out of the way." Um, um, Now I gotta think as a DM what would be a good. So what's your so you're able to cast up to level 3 now, right? Not level 4.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
Okay. Um, I think he will teach you. On. And you want to learn like high level spell or like what level spell are you trying to learn?
Depends on the spell.
Okay,
I
so
don't need another third level spell that I'll just here and there use and never have equipped.
right.
It should be something that I can use as often as possible, like in every scenario, especially in the tunnels or like the dungeon.
And
Because Cold Lightning is perfect, but I can't use it in
he
the
says,
dungeon, for
"Well,
example.
if you're fighting something that's flying, why don't you match his speed? Why don't you fight fire? It's fire. Why don't I teach you how to fly?"
Interesting.
I
At
can.
the same time, shouldn't fire be fought with water, let's say?
Okay, and he goes through.
Because trying to beat them at their own game would be probably a horrible idea.
Okay, so he is. So you already know slow. He
I can only cast it on one.
right.
What if there are several?
Do. He
Also,
says.
what do you know about Niflus Sirens?
He says, "Wait, how do you know that? How do you know that word? I haven't heard that word for so long."
Ellie looks very smug, glances at Nima and says, like, flips her hair a little bit and says, I did some reading.
Well, that is quite impressive. Um, that knowledge doesn't come to anybody. All right. Well, it is. The story is.
Nima, who says that I never read.
Yeah. You did 1 day of reading. You're like that one student who doesn't do any reading for like entire semester and just like do 1 day of crank and ace the test.
Yep, but barely.
Yep. He says that. Well, I mean, well, this calls for a tale of tragedy. I actually fought them when I was when I was when father was still alive. They were quite scary, but not every one of them were contrary to what the church is wants you to believe were monsters. Um, I believe they were like us, but with terrifying power of being able to transform into something much more sinister should things go awry.
And how did you fight them?
I had very difficult time. I used some magic battlefield, but their mere presence alone, they actually nulls magic. Not in the way that they cancels out magic, but they have this natural ability to almost eat up magical powers, and it empowers them.
Empowers them. Ooh, that's good. I mean, good piece of information.
And yes, when my brother, as a Kaisel, decided to abandon his rank and um, lead his people against us, it I had no choice but to face him in battle. The reason why I say strategy beside all the death that was involved was because he really was a good brother to me. He's the one who taught me all the spells I know today.
So Aaron and Adra. Aaron and Adra. A at A. Aaron and Lily, are you interested in going to the dungeon with us when we go?
They not?
Since you already fought the sirens, I mean, we have no guarantee whatsoever that they're gonna be there, but all the evidence would suggest so. There's probably some other things also. And what we encountered so far is probably like child's play compared to what comes next.
But here's a dilemma. Well, one of the few dilemmas. I don't want. Um,
Leave Adra behind.
no, I want to leave him behind. He's not coming to the dungeon. There's no way that I'm bringing him down somewhere there's that dangerous.
Obviously not, but you can't also leave him, so
So
that's typical.
I want to entrust him to somewhere or someone trustworthy, or have one of us guard him here.
Larry is probably up for the task. Hopefully
Nemo
they
the
get
space
along.
comms. Larry,
But
do you all respect? He's not. He can't. He can't. Like if guards just come in, Larry can't do much. Ellie.
yeah, but I was thinking about one creature that could help us. Then let's find some other creatures also. So can Adra fly?
No. He's
Not yet.
with his. He's practicing, and he just kind of shrugs.
All right. So do you have any babysitters that come to mind?
No, I cannot trust anybody yet in the kingdom. Once I return to Albion, uh, with my mission completed, rescuing our little baby boy, it was a whole mess. Father died, we lost the war, and we're about to lose the kingdom as well.
Question.
But a one,
Where was Adra when you were in the Isles?
well, that's
When you were
actually
in Underdark?
that's actually how they look at each other. How we met. Um, I was on a mission to secure Adra, and when he was an egg still. And and when the when when the Drows knew about my mission, they wanted to stop me. And um, and I met Lily.
All right. So are you saying you can't come to the dungeon?
No, I can come to the dungeon, but I suggest that one of us stay behind, guarding Adra, or find somebody who we can trust Adra with.
I'm guessing not the sandwich guy.
Sorry, who's that sandwich guy?
The High Warlock, I think his name is.
They both say
Lily
no.
knows him.
They both say no, like in unison.
I just said probably not.
He's like Aaron shakes his head. He is quite confident, but can he be trusted? I would say no.
Like, trusted to some point, I think, yes, to some extent. But ultimately and indefinitely, no. Of course, he has his own interests. But as long as our interests align for now, I think he can be trusted. Unless his interests lie better with somebody else or something else.
I would say, and he looks very protective. He has that big brother eye, or even like daddy eye. I would say, revealing Adra's existence to him would providing greater opportunity than anything we can bargain to. We can offer him in exchange to keep him safe, or in fact just leave him alone from within just from his schemes.
I kind of mentioned Alahina the dragon that's currently in the dungeons to him. He disappeared to visit the dragon. I don't know what happened afterwards. So
Really?
definitely keep this dragon
Well, he's more
away from harm.
irresponsible. He's more unpredictable than I thought.
Yep. But apparently he's not going to survive for a long time. He somehow got into trouble, it seems. So we shall see how things go. I'm kind of in a hurry to go to the dungeons, though, because I was told that I can be slow in my decisions and how I do things. So let's wrap up here. Either think about where to put the dragon or who is going to stay with the dragon.
Okay.
Since so we are predicting and assuming that there will be sirens in the labyrinth. If there are, and if that's our main enemy, we're gonna want to avoid magic. Which of you two are strongest without magic?
Lily raised her hand.
Okay.
But Aaron also almost raised his hand, but he just kind of shrugs and puts it down. He's like, I'm strong, but compared to Lily, I will give her the upper hand, kind of thing. It looks like Aaron's definitely no pushover when it comes to like he is a warden, he is a pride warden, like he's like he is he's Atlas's son, which means that he has like even if he has like one like hundredth of his power, he would be immensely powerful. But still, like he's like, well, he's saying he's more helpful with the spells.
All right. Which of you two has more experience and knowledge fighting in a dungeon?
Kind of frown and discuss that. Well, we uh, amongst each other. I think both of us, except and Lily, just kind of raised her hand. I am probably more. I feel probably more confident fighting tight, confined, dark spaces where stealth is a key. Stealth and carefulness is the key.
Right. Stealth. And I glance with my side eye at Nemo.
And Nemo says,
We're gonna need the stealth.
maybe I should just keep Edra safe. And Nemo just.
Actually, I'm glad you said it. I mean, Nemo is the one who always rescues Ellie no matter what, but he is known to be useless at times, and especially horribly unstealthy.
Mhm. Okay. Other than
But I
keeping
don't know.
safe, and I will
The
put
thing
that.
is,
Mhm.
he doesn't. The next question would have been, which of you two knows is more experienced in fighting with different kind of creatures or unknown creatures?
Oh, and definitely like just Lily just puts Aaron's hand up like high. I have been to Underdark and many places beyond, but this guy have seen battles that basically in fable books, uh, he wins.
Nemo, what do you think your biggest strengths would be in the dungeon?
Keeping you alive.
Yes, that is vital. But compared to these two, what do you think? Like, sorry for interviewing you guys, like who gets to go and who gets to stay behind, but what do you think? Like, what would be your answer? Why should you go to the dungeon instead of these two?
I well, he thinks for Aaron thinks for a minute and say, yeah, I mean any friend of Lily is friend of mine, and that that Nemo guy, no offense to you, I mean he seems trustworthy enough. Um, and you know, Lily and I'm just gonna say we work well as a team. I don't know about you two, but as a couple, we tend to be a good. We tend to work. Our teamwork tend to shine when we are together.
Nemo, how do you feel about sitting this one out?
Nemo says, "Well, let me think. Do I do I have a irresistible thirst and lust for gold and loots? Nope. Do I have bloodlust and keen to violence? Nope. Do I am I the cat who dies out of curiosity? Nope. Uh, I think yeah. I don't think this dungeon really appeals to me. I think I'm for the first time. I think I'm gonna sleep. I'm glad that I'm sleeping on a soft bed with a nice company and Larry.
A small roll at my eyes and shake my head, but pet his head like, I'm glad you're such a, like, you have good virtues and so on. I'm a little bit, at least a little bit like, not corrupted, but had a taste of the money and so on. So I was worried that Nemo would be sad and so on. So as long as you two lovers, I mean, obviously, if it comes down to, oh, oh no, if it comes down to either one of you to save only one of two, you would choose each other, right? So basically, you two skedaddle and I'm left dying alone.
They both say Aaron wouldn't do that. Lily wouldn't do that. Like at the same time, and kind of laugh.
Right. So
Yeah.
both of you two would leave the love of your life behind to save the world's stingiest elf.
Ah, we will do what we can. Look, you're a valuable friend. We don't want you to die, and we're just we have been at situations, and Aaron just kind of steps forward, and especially for can I want to take this one. Um, my girlfriend I've seen my girlfriend in many situations where she has put her own life before those who are strangers or even those who have wronged her, if it means that she could save them in in the right and lead them to the right path. She has a very noble character, and that goes without saying. For a friend, I don't think you have to worry at all about your safety. Um, what I'm worried about is her own safety, and he's kind of giving her the eye by trying to protect all of us too much and be out of and put her ourselves out put her ourselves put her out there put herself out there too much in the line of danger.
All right. So I feel a lot more confident joining or not joining, entering the dungeon with you two than with Nemo and the archaeologist, or Nemo and archaeologist. But because, yeah, lack of experience and so on. So, so now I think our party is complete. And since you said about stealth and so on, I don't think, I mean, the archaeologist has now been very useful and entertaining. But do you think we should take him?
I will just tell him that we don't need him anymore, or you don't need him anymore in the nicest possible way.
For now? I think we need to be really, really sneaky now. But since it is like old things and so on, he could be very useful in, like, I mean, as an archaeologist, he would probably maybe, if there are some puzzles or whatever, historical things, he might be able to help.
Right, but let's not treat anybody expendable, okay? I know you're not that kind of person.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He could be like a good sacrifice lamb in case of need, but I don't want him to come
She
just
doesn't
to
mean
be
that, and
killed if
Nemo
somebody needs
just
to be killed.
as soon as you say sacrificial lamb, you see Nemo just says she doesn't, just like she just she means well.
First. If I wouldn't mean well, I would have taken the sacrificial lamb without thinking and not said anything.
Okay, well I will sit watch, and you three go out. Okay, good luck.
No lamb?
No lamb.
Well, does any if we need like deciphering or whatever, if let's say there's some ancient language or something, then who's gonna crack the code?
I I will help, and Aaron just shrugs, and he says, uh, "I I try to study on history as much as I can. I'm not saying I'm a scholar by any means, but
Oh,
I
good
did
enough.
I did have to
We
study.
leave the archaeologist behind.
All right. Well,
Good.
Because
So
that
now we
sounded
have our party complete. I feel a lot more confident that we're not gonna die, or at least we die fighting really well, because the archaeologist, I wasn't so happy about the three of us. And since we are on a stealthy quest, we shouldn't take somebody who is very unstealthy or unpredictable, to say the least.
Nemo
So
gives you
now,
a thumbs up.
no, I didn't mean Nemo.
No, Nemo
The
gives you a
archaeologist.
thumbs up to your assessment.
Thumbs up. Yes. Good. So now the only things missing are what we need the rations, especially water, in case we are stuck there for, let's say, a few days.
Mhm.
Especially water. Without food, we can survive 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks, but without water, also, if you're dehydrated, you're starting to lose focus and so on. So, water is very, very necessary.
Right, and what we need is a quick intermission because I we don't have to end the session, but we might have to. I need a give me. Can you give me 1 minute? Just 1 minute.
I'll go make some coffee also if you want to take like 5 minutes.
Okay.
All
No,
right.
not 10 minutes. 10 minutes is. I don't think we
Mm,
can afford to lose that much time. Let's do like 5 minutes.
yeah, I said 5.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
See you soon.
I'm ready when you are.
Hey, hey. Hello?
Yep, I'm here.
Thank you. Okay. I apologize because might have to wrap up in. We might have to wrap up today's session early, maybe in like something like half an hour or less. Is that I um I know that doesn't sit well, but would
It's
you?
understandable. I would
Yeah.
really have liked to enter the dungeon, but I understand your schedule. Also, I've been a little bit slow, but I've tried to be fast.
Oh yeah. I
Oh
apologize.
yeah.
Oh, I hear myself, and it's super loud.
And
Uh, would you like to still experience the first parts of the dungeon, or would you like take this time to do different role play or end the session here?
Also, I'd like to point out that I did some reading. You've been
Yeah.
quite sour reading that reading.
Yep. You're cutting out a bit. I don't know why. Maybe you're on your phone, but yeah, absolutely. You're. I'm super proud of you, and I stand corrected.
What is on your phone?
Oh, that was just that was just my phone, and which I don't have to be bothered. All right. So what would you like to do?
I would enter the dungeon, but
Uh,
without the point of exhaustion.
all right. So okay. So
But now that we have brought the rations, if I need to
because you
waste some
rolled nat
money,
20 with like basically the man who was one of the men who was in charge of this kingdom. Wow, it's like like you rolled. Why do you have to roll nat 20 to one of the most important roles? Like, I mean, there are some roles that you just cannot fuck up, and you have to roll nat 20 on it. And like now I have to give you stuff for free because like he now believes you're a good person and you're really out there to help out the kingdom.
it was the warlock, right?
No, I'm talking about Terry.
Uh, did I roll that 20 with Terry?
Yeah.
Oh, I did! Also, roll that 20 with one of you.
Yep.
They're all like insight, right?
Yeah. His full name is though Marius Terion Ironhound. Uh, you know him to be the kingdom's basically like since since I'm borrowing the Game of Thrones reference. It's like kind of the he would be kind of the king, the hand of the king, except much less powerful because king's not around. So he would be kind of the kingdom steward. He would be like the prime minister, but it would have been revealed that he's there, like he's there temporarily. At least that he is sitting. He has he is he's appointed very recently to his seat of power. So so that's what you learn for your another day of resting and preparing. And
Well, you could message the
you sound really like. Are you? But are you using your phone? Why can't I not hear you well now?
Sorry, I wasn't using the headphones and you were on the floor.
On the carpet. That's probably why. Let me plug in my headphones again.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry for making you do all the hassle, but it was hard to hear you.
End
So
of the hustle. I just come to the sessions and move slowly. You do everything else, so you can make demands if you'd like. Not too many though.
well, yeah.
So
Anything except to relishing you from your goal. Okay. All right. So
yeah, I also don't want to die or any of my entourage to die.
or have
So
Nemo fall in love with another woman or something.
yeah, that would be quite bad.
But no,
Anyways, since
yeah.
we are on a mission, let's not talk about Nemo falling in love. Let's stay focused because Aaron was about to teach me a spell and I did not forget.
So you go ahead and select the spell. I will just say that you can select and you learn a new spell, any new spell that you can learn. Uh, any new spell you can
Any?
learn. Yeah, any new spell
So up to level 3.
up to level 3.
Could you please send me the link again
Yep.
to the spells where I can like browse through all of them?
Yep. But here's the thing. Even Aaron's kind of thinking something's off with you. He says, different professions are limited to their ability to learn specifically different schools of spells. Not even wizards are able to access like spells of other domains, but you are able to learn all spells without any limitations. Something's not right here.
Well, I hope I'm not selling my soul to the devil one spell at a time. Have you not heard of this from anybody else?
He is. He's. Well, he just kind of shrugs and, well, I wouldn't recommend that. Knowledge is never the
Selling
price.
your soul or learning spells?
Well, the fo- the former, of course. Don't sell your soul out for knowledge. It's not worth it. Anyway, uh, um, but I will teach you. So
No,
he
it's not this page.
because
It's
he's a
not this page. It was something where you could
I think
filter the spells. So it was something else than the
was it
Wikidot.
this? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I think yeah, it's this one. So you don't have to decide it right now because that would take too much
It
time.
will
But
take forever.
I will send you the link.
It shall be my homework.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, this one.
So Nemo with the dragon wormling one is one hand and Larry by his side gives you a wave. All right. I wish you safe return. Bye bye.
Thanks.
You enter the dungeon with Owl Glen. Okay, so now the members have changed a little bit. Now, oh, I don't have their tokens ready, but I will have their tokens ready by next time. I will just have their cropped images here, here. It's okay, their stats are all same. So, you leading the party, where do you take them to? They say lead the way. Neither of us have been to this dungeon, so we follow you.
Right. So I guess we would want to check out what's around the corner,
No,
but then ultimately
that's a
that's
dead,
it end.
just a dead end.
Okay, because I was peeking around the corner at some point, but yeah, okay, there's nothing. So this is where we came from, and this is probably where we should go. So summary, there have been different doors. One had rats, one was empty, I think. One had a bathroom filled with gas that then was incredibly flammable. There was some dude buried under like collapsed dungeon. We got the stick. Hey, we took the stick from him, right? And I got the boots from Nemo. Because they're like basically everything we need, but they don't need at the moment. We take to use at the dungeon. Like the escape plan and everything. Bolts from the wall. This wherever somebody was tortured and then killed. Corridor with goo that eats people, I guess. We scorched it alive and we survived. And then there was this lady. All right. So we have all the potions with us, right?
Yeah.
There was this lady that was
You're fully
presumably
prepared. You only need
selling...
to enter into the combat.
Yes, but before we enter, there was this lady selling potions. I asked Lily and Aaron to check the potions, right?
Okay.
Because they would know, kind of.
What
if
what
they
is
are.
what?
So basically, if these potions, Anemo would be using the identify and so on to check if all of them are what they seem to be.
Okay. Okay.
Because
So
I'm thinking the sketchy thing about her was that she stole them, but they are what they say they are.
Okay, so you'd have spent time your day off. Nemo.
Yep.
Nemo would have. Okay, so here's the thing. None of them are legit potions. They're just juices.
They're just juices.
Yeah, they're just fruit juices. You drink one, and you're like, wait, healing potion is supposed to taste like raspberry juice. It is just raspberry juice. There's no magic here. Like all of them, it was wise for
But
you to check.
Nemo used identify on one of the healing potions.
No, what happened?
No, it wasn't.
No,
It was
what
another
happened was she
potion.
tricked you by giving you one real sample.
Oh, that was smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good that we took the day off.
Yep.
Good that I didn't. So I paid the thief and liar, well, probably not thief, I paid the liar 2 gold and felt bad.
Yep.
Good thing I didn't pay more, because I was giving like 5. But I was like, okay, let's go with 2.
At the end of the day, she profited. No, like her margin kind of evened out. So you didn't lose anything. She didn't lose anything.
It's still juice, so it gives at least a sugar rush.
Yep.
Like,
definitely.
Let's say if we are out of energy or want
they're
temporary hit points.
Yeah, they're freshly made. They're like fresh OJs, fresh strawberry juice, watermelon juice, you name it.
Nice. But now we'd have the mega healing potions, 4 pieces of them and so on, but
which you got
other
from
than
the
that,
queen, I think, right?
No, we bought them from Underdark.
Oh, right. They were legit.
Or like
Yeah.
20 gold or something.
Yeah, they were legit.
Yep. So we don't have any like water breathing and so on. But since I'm a druid, that can be fixed. I mean, if the whole dungeon is suddenly filled with water, then I don't know what's gonna happen. But
You can't prepare for everything.
because she mentioned water breathing, so I'm guessing there's a reason why she mentioned water breathing.
Maybe, maybe not.
I can survive as the whatever crocodile, but can these two? She said something about intelligence juice. Because if we enter the combat, I can't be like, wait a minute, we would have done this, right? Should I list out all of the things so I don't have to say like we would have
Aaron
done
said,
this, right?
I know water breathing spell. It will
Oh, okay.
it will be sufficient probably for all of us.
Okay. That's problem solved. But we would have prepared for like with the rations and so on, blah blah. Everything of the boring stuff. So guys, be careful wherever you step. Could be a bolt to the heart. Could be some poison gas, could be some creature that we see or don't see, could be anything. Okay, that's why I said the summary. Because if we open a door, it could be like, okay, everybody of us is already dead. So let's be on our lookout with every step, but without pissing off the mighty DM by being too slow. So I'm gonna say, Lily, how about you lead the way?
That's a good idea. All
I
right.
think you have the best, like, hearing and
Yep.
perception and so
Yep.
on.
She's basically like the uh
And I think
what's the
Aaron
word
should
for
be
this?
at the end so he
Uh-huh.
can observe everything that comes
Uh-huh.
and then warn us what kind of creature, how we should handle it, and so on.
Right. She's the
So Lily could probably see all
right.
the traps.
Infiltration expert. You're the leader, and he is the brain. Good, good, good.
I'm very confident about this
Okay.
team.
All right. Here goes
Probably
nothing.
still die, but
Okay, so um, Lily says, "Okay, there most footsteps lead to this way. Hmm. There is the door leading towards. Oh, look, there is a spiral case, stairs leading downward. Should we descend?
I guess so.
Okay. All right, here goes nothing. Okay,
But we
so
shouldn't all go like holding hands. We should leave some distance.
yep. So you. Uh, Here we go. So, uh, Eleniel. All right. So you first thing you notice is blood that reaches that would. I'm not saying you step into it like that would reach up to your ankles should you step into the pool that is filling up entire floor. And you see a brightly lit dungeon that looks like this, and lighting is off, so you'll be able to see. What is
So
this
much blood,
place?
it comes to the ankles. Wow.
What is this place? And Lily just kind of just wows with a rolly eye.
So this is like from like similar to Harry Potter, where they had the
Maybe.
I don't know how it went. Ron died, I guess. Well, didn't die, but got harmed. So I read the rules on the right bottom side. I don't know if we
So
would
that's not.
otherwise already as a party, but
Yeah. So that is so you. What is obvious to you is that with big letters, uh, you see that written in our with her own blood. You see dying message that what you assume to be the rules of this puzzle.
so blood down like up to our ankles.
Mhm.
Do we see anybody alive?
They all seemingly be dead.
Seemingly be dead. So are you going to tell me something or should I like start observing and so on?
Uh, I shrug as it's I don't know like I
Like did I
this is
interrupt you setting the
no,
scene
this
or
is what you
something?
see. This is what you see. You
This is what I
see
see. Okay.
a chessboard that is filled with like almost like half sunken in blood, and what 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 appears to be a lot of dead people who have failed to solve the puzzle, and the construct who have smushed them into a mush.
Yep. I was just thinking regarding the preparations and so on, um, especially even before we start, because I didn't want to take forever to roleplay and so on. Nemo would have used the spells on me and maybe the whole group, like the ones that he has. I can't remember what he has, but something that would be useful,
Okay,
right?
that would be. I'm trying
Because
to
I
think.
think we already
Oh, he
bought
has.
some
He had.
rituals.
Okay, so it. Okay, I know what he would do. He would use Glyphs of Warding. It depends on how much money you would use. He can store any level of magic and basically give you like pocket magic. Tribert, like so you'll be able to carry like a little slots of magic for free use if you pay enough money.
What
And
does lots of magic mean?
so just free cast of magic. So free just without so you know you need to expend your spell slots, right? You don't have to if you for he has one spell that lets him just skip that process if he pays a lot of money. So it's called Glyphs of Warding,
Okay.
and
Um,
Glyphs of Warding costs 200, so minus 10 divided by 10, that'll be 20 gold per spell. Is per spell because it consumes incense and powdered diamond. It says, and you but despite its cost, it basically lets you cast any so you can store magic into like tiny pieces of stone. For example, like you can store magic, like you can store fireball into like a stone, and you can like just throw the stone and it will cast fireball.
convenient.
Yeah, definitely. So between you and Nemo,
Although we don't have the money. That's
you
one
have total
expensive year.
total of, oh my gosh, I can't open his character sheet.
They have like 17 gold.
I think he has like between, let's say that between
I'm
you, I
15 because
think
I
you have
paid the thief.
something like 30 gold. I don't think he
I have
has.
15.
Yeah, I think between you and the, let's say you get another 10 if you have asked from like the kingdom treasury. They say that the funds are in dire need being added, not the extracted upon. But for you, they make an exception because you're one of the champions. So they aid you with 10 gold, and you have basically you can store two spells. What would you like? What would you like to have stored?
The thing is, if we're gonna fight the sirens, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
fireball is not gonna do us any good.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It'll cut the wings, maybe, but they will be empowered by the magic if what Aaron said is true.
Aaron,
So
if you assume that Aaron will say like from continuous conversation that you have with Aaron, you will be revealed that they're not invincible, they're not immune to magic, but stronger they are, more magic they'll be able to suck up. So they're resistant to a lot of the magic damage, but they're not like it's not like you can't kill them with magic. They will definitely take damage.
but then they will be more powerful in their next attack, right?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. So kind of like absorb element. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
interested in
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I mean, it could be a lot more things than just the sirens. If it's 9 labyrinths, let's say 9 dungeons, and all of them have like one lock. Was it so? So fireball could be in need, but we have also other spells. I mean, fireball could also go wrong or not do a lot of damage, and then kind of everybody would have to be lined up. If there are several, um, so that's a lot of money. 20 gold for just one spell.
No, two
That might
spells.
be not be that useful.
I mean,
Two,
one
so
spell
10 per.
per. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. What I was more thinking, because we already bought 2 pieces of ceremony, and ceremony gives me advantage on some rolls, right?
Yeah, and it lasts for something
We
like
already
up
purchased two
24
in
hours.
advance.
Ceremony,
Yeah.
and it lasts. Hold on. I think it depends on which option you choose. So, do you want your skill checks to be uh, for next 24 hours? Do you want to add 1d4 to your skill checks, or do you want other options?
A bit more interested in the saving throws.
Okay, so for saving throws, I think, yeah, it's called
Can I use
dedication.
resistance and the can I use both resistance and ceremony at the same time?
Yes, ceremony is passive effect if he casts on you. So between all three of you, that'll be rough. That'll be like 77.5 gold, um, worth of powder silver as the which the spell will consume. So we will just have just mark that off from your spell.
We have already bought 2 ceremonies. Like in advance, we paid the gold to be able to cast ceremony for free. I have it on my character sheet.
But the thing is that it lasts only 24 hours. So do you?
Ah, right. So if we need to, right. But do you understand what I mean, though? That we have already paid for 2 of them.
Okay, okay, okay.
We
Yeah,
already
I
gave the
will.
money, so
I
we
will.
only have to pay for 1 extra. So
So
that will be only 7.5 for the 3 of us.
right, and I will mark these little symbols so that next time we will remember that you are under the ceremony effect. You're empowered.
So now they are in the saving throws, right?
Yeah, 1d4 plus 1d4 for saving throws, which is nice.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully that's gonna help us not dying. What other spells does Nemo have that we could use? Like before we enter the puzzle.
Nemo has. I
So
will
that I
just.
don't say during the puzzle, like,
I
right, can
will.
Nemo do this?
I will just have to send you his screenshot, which I cannot pull up because my I think because I'm trying to stream Twitch to the North America region. I can only do that. I will turn on my VPN. That's the only wise thing to do. Okay.
Are we
And
streaming?
yeah, I told you, and you said okay.
Oh
I'm sorry.
no. Yeah, you should have told me. I didn't know. Well,
Yes.
at least I felt less stressed, but and also sorry, but I don't think anybody is watching anyways.
Oh no, nobody. It says nobody has watched, so it's fine.
Okay. Good and not good at the same time.
Okay. I need to go. I will send a screenshot of Nemo's spell to you, and we will pick up
Yep.
from next game, which we will schedule maybe Monday, Monday night,
If
something like
possible.
yeah,
One last question about this puzzle.
yeah.
Or two questions. Like, who I see here, are they alive and like enemies
No, they seem to be
that
like
notice
robots,
us? Robots.
and they
Okay,
stand
good.
still. Like they themselves are the chess pieces.
Okay, got it. So I'd like to observe these three.
Mm-hmm.
Like, check their pulse. Are they dead
They're dead.
or are they seemingly dead? What was the cause of death?
Bludgeoning to death.
Bulging.
No, yeah, being beat to death.
Beat to death. Okay.
Okay,
Well, great that I have zero
I really gotta
constitution.
run.
You need to go.
I
Yep,
yeah,
I understand.
yeah, but thank you so
Bye.
much for playing, and I will catch you next time. Thank
Yep.
you.
Bye.